My son Ryan passed away at the age of 34. It was 1 week before his 35th birthday. So instead of celebrating with Ryan, we buried our son on his birthday. There's something magical about him. He just was like so wise beyond his years. People used to say he was an old soul because he just knew so much, and he was very philosophical and deep. He was like an activist from the earliest age. He was gifted in so many different ways. He was a musician and a writer. He was really highly educated. So after he graduated with his master's degree, he got his dream job in Edmonton. And he's kind of an introvert, so he wasn't like a big social person, so he was out there alone. And that's when the first signs of his illness started to appear. So he started self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. Whenever we went to the hospital to try to get support for him, they just dismissed him as an alcoholic, as a drunk, as a addict. He did get diagnosed with bipolar disorder with psychotic symptoms. Some of the drugs that worked for him, there was only a few that worked for him mentally and helped with what was going on in his mind, but the physical side effects were so bad that he couldn't stay on those medications. So that was a frustrating thing. And so he found other drugs. First it was crack cocaine, and then later he switched to methamphetamines. Those were the drugs that Ryan used to self-medicate that helped him with what was going on in his mind. But unfortunately, the last time that he used the methamphetamine, it was probably laced with fentanyl, and he lost his life. And so that was devastating. I try not to think about that night. We're such advocates now for the harm reduction, and we've been fighting for the supervised consumption site in Barrie. So that's really something that is needed because so many people, not just Ryan, are losing their lives, and it's wrong. I feel that every Canadian that uses drugs has a right to a safe supply. And so after Ryan passed, my husband and I, we wanted to do something to honor Ryan's memory. We knew we were going to start an organization to advocate for and support people that were struggling with mental illness, substance use issues, and homelessness. Because the three are interconnected, and you really can't address one without addressing all three. We knew it was going to be called Ryan's Hope. No matter what he was going through, he never lost hope. So we heard that no one was serving breakfast. Thought it would be a nice thing to do, and we wanted to help people start their day off, a nice warm cup of coffee and something to eat. And the breakfast program has now grown to where we're serving over 60 people a morning, 7 days a week. We have now 5 churches involved in the program supporting it. What it's really grown into is a community. People would come to the breakfast program and they would talk about Ryan and share stories about how he had touched their lives, and when we cried together. And it was a beautiful gift that they were giving me. Like, they were thankful that we were giving them food, and I was like, you're giving me such a beautiful gift to share these stories of what my son meant to you. And so he touched so many lives, and Tom and I became like parents to so many of his friends because they didn't have families. Our slogan is building community, connection, and confidence. We have people that come regularly to get breakfast that are now wanting to give back and wanting to be on the other side of the table and helping to serve because they're finding a sense of purpose and a way to help others. It's been wonderful.